Hey everyone, this is Killer21 and I'm playing Simcity. Here on my Volcano Isles map. Let's go and look at the loading screen. And for those who are watching from the first episode, little update. Game did crash on me after the sticky key popped up, and I lost a little bit of progress. Not that much. I had basically I just was missing the half of the city after I pretty much populated the beginning area. So all I did was went in there, redid everything I did on the video, and filled in the back end of my city right here on the inside of this curve. Basically I lost everything here. All this was gone, so that's good. And I rezoned this to be my liking. I think this is a little bit too much industry, to tell you the truth, and I will fix that right now. Actually, we don't want that much industry. We don't need that much industry at all. Maybe this is it. This should be all we need for the whole thing. So we shall see, we shall see. In the meantime, we have to do this all up again. Just like so. And the commercial on the other side. Now, for those who also watched the first video, you may have been upset with me, and I was pretty upset when I found this out in the post-recordings, was every plane that seemed to pass by was loud as hell. I just couldn't believe how loud they were. They didn't sound very loud to me in game, but apparently in recording they are incredibly loud when they fly by. And when they fly by with gusto and right through the middle of your town. And seeing as most of my shots were right here, they would fly right there and the audio would pick it up, and it was horrible. So with that said, sorry. Oh man, it was ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. So, plans. What are our plans? Well, our plans are to build up everything, wait till we get lots and lots of money. We're already at 142,000 right now. And then we pretty much will demolish everything to put back up everything in the way we want it. That's really what I'm doing. This is how you get a lot of money. This is the easiest way to get a lot of money the quickest, and this way you don't have to build little bits of your city up the way you wanted to, but you're building it up so little at a time, so slowly that it's kind of dilutes your dream of your idea, the grand vision of things. And you find out that when you're done building everything over here, and then you start building everything here, and then you're like, well, this area doesn't really go very well with here now, so I'm just gonna have to do things, and you demolish, and you're never happy, and you're frustrated, and you run out of money because you're messing around with things, and you never have a lot of money to begin with. So this way, you have lots of money very quickly, relatively, in game time, and you also have a very good idea of how the beginnings of Sim really works. You can just do this once or twice for all those people who are very beginners at this game, very, very basics to the game. This is how you get really, really good at building a city. Just start up, do this grid pattern, put all these houses and the commercials and industrial zones down, and houses, residential, commercial, and industrial zones down in a grid pattern, and just let them build it up, and then you can kind of just sit there on the populations and see what they do. And then if you want to do like a design city, like with circles or curves with a lot of bridges and overpasses and stuff like that, you're more than welcome to do that. And I don't know what this guy is doing here. He should be building on this street. But this way you can actually see how the traffic AI and the pedestrian AIs, how they act. And this way you can see how placing all your commercials in one zone with all your residential in another zone affects, foot traffic and traffic, on the roadways. And then some people have actually done this, when it's actually really smart, is they taken the industrial zones and sparsely put them in intermittently with the residentials, and guess what happened? Less traffic, because all the people were walking to work. So that's what you got right here with people living on one side of the street and commercial zones on the other side. They will almost immediately... Yay, Suburbtopia. Who cares? They will almost immediately, when it comes to like 6 o'clock in the morning, they're like, oh, we need a job. The closest job is right across the street. So you'll see like a whole bunch of people just walk across the street. But then the industrial zones, they come in and they say, hey, we need jobs as well. We actually have more jobs. We need a lot more to be filled in. And so what happens is, the people who initially were going to walk across the street are like, oh wait, now we need to walk all the way over here, and then they go like, well, that's too far, and we'll just drive. So that's how, my understanding, that's how this game works. Why are there... did I miss something? I did. I forgot to bulldoze this. Blow it up. Let's do this. There we go. Bulldoze that. There we go. I was like wondering, why is there industry and houses mixed together, and that's why. Oh, fire. Now, when you see destroyed buildings, you know that they were destroyed by like one of two things, either fire or disaster. That's the only way buildings are destroyed in this game. When you see abandoned buildings, you have to kind of look over why they were abandoned, and if it's abandoned for things you already know about, you don't have to really worry about it. So if you like set your tax rate to like 13 or higher for low income, that's the 12% is the threshold for low income people. They just can't take 13 or higher. So if you have it set to 13 or higher and you have all these people abandoning their houses and it says they ran out of money, the reason why they ran out of money is because they were paying you taxes and they can support themselves. So you don't have to worry about that. But if it says something like ran out of money and you have your taxes set to 9 and they ran out of money, that means that they couldn't find a job within a certain amount of time, and then they got fired every day for being late to work, and they couldn't get any money for it. So that's what that kind of means. You gotta examine. I can't speak. What the heck? Examine why these bubbles come up. So now that we're actually at 17,000, I've been speaking past my point. At 10,000, you want to start getting services like fire, police, medical, and you can see why. The fire is just going crazy, and some YouTubers I've seen, they just let the fire go until about 30,000 people because they don't care. That's fine and dandy. Alright, now we're at a deficit. We have to really get in there and put down a couple of these. Alright, that'll do. Alright. is... Oh, there's our dead zone. Okay, what about water? Water is good. Sewage. Sewage is good. Fire. Fire is bad, but they're dealing with it. Alright. Waste. We're gonna have to look at that around 25. 25, I think that's when they'll start piling up on the garbage, so we'll have to deal with it then. Health. We have a lot of deaths. Right now we could take care of it or not. It's really up to us. The less services we put down, the better. And really, if you're doing this approach where you're just trying to get like $1 million like I am, I'm trying to just get $1 million really quick. I don't care if the city burns down or everyone dies from sickness or breaking their arms or whatever. Crime is one thing you do want. You wanna, that's actually, we have 4 criminals. I'm gonna get crime here. We'll nip this in the butt. Because crime, the thing about crime is if crime gets out of hand, we'll be in big trouble. Because the criminals, every time they commit a crime, and then get away successfully, they level up. And after a while, they get so high in the levels that they can just walk in, commit a crime, and just walk out before the police have even a chance to respond. And the only way to get rid of those criminals are to get rid of them by sending them to your neighboring towns. Giving your neighbors problem, essentially. Which rarely happens because they don't want to leave unless it's really hard to commit a crime in their city. Or if you get the detective van and the detective stakes out and finds them and arrests them at their house. So that's how you do it. And that's why you want to kind of keep crime under control. Alright, so look at 18. It looks like they're filling up just for 20. It all depends. 20, 25. We'll see. We have 62 people saying we have garbage problems, so we might as well fix that problem. Alright, right here, the wind's blowing down, so this is where we're going to put it. These people are very unhappy because they don't want to be next to smelly garbage, so that's okay. Alright, and then we got our little garbage trucks. Gonna go down and pick up everything. Crime wave, yeah, I know there's a crime wave. And right now, we might need to get, yeah, I think it may be prudent to get another set of cars. So, we'll get another set of cars because when your game says ready to respond and then it says it's in green, right now, like, perfect example, right now it says out on patrol. When they're out on patrol, that means that they don't really need another set of cars because they have one car out and that's it. Now, if they have all cars out and there's still crime going on, then that's when that will be in yellow and it says all cars responding, and that's when you want to see if it's a problem. Like if it's a constant problem, you might want to get another set of cars, and we're gonna get another set of cars because it says we have 9 criminals in the city that commit 5 crimes a day. So we'll see if they get caught. If they get caught, they won't do it again. So that's simple as that. Alrighty. So now we got garbage being collected and sewage is being pumped out and the water with the power is good. We got fire patrol, and the only thing we don't have is essentially a pharmacy. So we'll get some pharmacies up in here. And because I'm not planning on keeping these, I'll just keep them all right here. It's kind of a good idea to centralize as much as possible in the beginning, especially with your fire. You want your fire to be able to respond to everything, and a lot of the time there's a lot of responding over here. But early in the game, however, a lot of stupid people are living here. And all these stupid people are setting their houses on fire, so, and sometimes their jobs on fire, so you see a lot of burning buildings in the commercial and the residential area in not so much in the industrial area, but once your Sims become educated, then the fires are going to be primarily over here. And by having it kind of in the between, especially on the main road here, that kind of helps speed things up. Also, when you're placing your stations, you know, your fire or police stations, kind of put them in a direction of like the flow of traffic, like close by an intersection. This way, if they need to pull out and go in the other direction, for example, if I put them here, if they have to go in this direction, but when they pull out, they'll most likely have to take this road all the way to the end and then U-turn it, even though that they are supposed to technically just go straight out and turn in that direction, but not all the times they do. I don't know if it was AI pathing or what, but yeah, I'm letting my city burn down on purpose, by the way. I just have the one there. If they can't keep it under control, then they deserve to die. Simple as that. I'm not losing all this much money from Sims burning down their houses. However, if I don't keep up on bulldozing the houses and these abandoned houses, building fire, see? If I don't keep up on it, I will lose a lot of money, because that's money that, or that's space that people would move in and pay me, but now that there's been a fire or whatever in that area, that now that building is sitting there and taking money away from me. So gotta keep up on the upkeep here. So that's it. That's pretty much it. We still have garbage issues. We need at least another truck. 2 trucks would be better. Which technically those are just 4. Those are 2 garages, and each garage has 2, so another 4 trucks. So 6 trucks altogether. Something you can do is not put an incinerator in here. Let this garbage pile fill up, the dump zone fill up, and then you can just delete the dump zone and place it back, and you'll put pollution in the ground, and so that's the only thing. If you're really, really focused on being an eco-friendly sim mayor, a SimCity mayor, yeah, you don't want to do that, but you're going to want to also do what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to be a little bit eco-friendly. I'm going to try to get the Sims smart, and smart Sims know more about protecting the environment, and when they protect the environment, they get solar panels on the roofs, and the industry, you know, techs up, and they get cleaner industries, and all as well, minimize ground pollution, fun stuff like that. But even with the high-tech jobs, it's still dirty. It's all a farce. Just really it is. So, what are we gonna do? Well, it's for some reason, oh, I know why. The reason why that was blinking was I have these services, and it wants to let me know that I have these services available for the region to help send people into other areas and everyone would be happy. Thing is, I don't care because I'm the only one here. So, it doesn't make sense. So, our city's burning down to the ground. I'm almost just wanting to keep this city here and then go to the other city. But, it's just, there's no point to leaving it. You can also do that if you want. If you just want to have a city that does just this. It's a kind of a low population, high income city, and just build up $1 million by playing, you know, 20 minutes of gameplay, 30 minutes of gameplay. Once you get it set up, it's only going to be about 20 minutes, so I'm expecting a 20-minute mark to be that. At 1 million, I'm going to have at least $20 million. Or 1 million, I have $20 million. Yeah, that makes sense. At 20 minutes, I'll have $1 million because this is more or less set up the way it should be. So I won't do this every time, but for this time, this particular occasion, I'm not gonna speed up time because I'm really close to it, and I'm just gonna bore you guys. And, I'm okay with that. All right. Now we're gonna upgrade. I wish there was a key that upgraded all roads of the same type. You know, just for this particular thing, where I can upgrade it, but I have to go and click each one, just one at a time, and it's just tedious. The only reason I'm upgrading it is because I want to show you this is how you upgrade. Also, I don't want the sewage to leak, so I know it doesn't take it long, but for the sewage to get to the outflow pipe right there, which I just noticed some people are living next to it. Sucks to be you guys, but I'll upgrade it regardless, just to make my city look nicer. It's not necessary, like I said, because I'm gonna end up demolishing it all, so really it's... what's the word I'm looking for? It's really unnecessary. Really useless. But it makes my city look nicer than dirt roads, because, let's be honest, they want you to believe the dirt road is for, like, very low, like, no traffic area. That's why these service roads are dirt roads. And when you have a university, you have the pedestrian paths, those are dirt roads, so it makes it seem like dirt road. If you have really nothing, that's what you want. So with that in mind, why do they have them for a city building? I don't know. Because they want to get people to upgrade. I don't know. Don't know. Don't have the answers to everything. If I did, would I be doing this, honestly? Maybe. Maybe not. Alright, come on. Alright, we hit our $1 million mark. And, well, we did. We had hit our $1 million mark, and then it just went away like that. I just snapped my fingers for those who can't hear that. I snapped my fingers, just like that. And $1 million right there. We had 11. Million and 11. Yay. So now what I'm gonna do is let the fires burn out, and that's it. I'm just gonna let the fires burn out. Hopefully I can burn out all the fires before it... oh, there's another fire. Dang it. As soon as all the fires go away, I can do what I want. So that's what we'll do. We'll just wait for the fire brigade to go around and put out all the fires. Because I'm gonna show you how I like to set up my cities in a grid pattern. I don't like grid patterns because it makes things really easily. Oh, for God's sakes. Makes things real easy. And, oh God, just... here, put that there. I want to get this fire thing under control right now. I want to get moving. I want to show you people what to do. How to do it. So respond to fires. Fires is the only thing that makes building in the city a pain. Because when there's fires, you can't bulldoze the roads, you can't bulldoze the buildings. It's just a pain. And this is even worse. This is also why I kind of don't like low density streets for this reason right here. single lanes both ways. Yeah, garbage trucks can screw up your emergency response system very badly. Which is why I'm glad when they updated the AI pathing. They upgraded it to allow everyone to go around it, because a lot of the time what they were doing is, and I know how to pause. I know the hotkey for pause. However, the tilly or the little squiggly line, it's also my record button, because I don't use that ever for anything except for this game apparently. So I won't be hotkeying that. But that's okay. So now I'm going to show you the basics of setting up the city. And what I do is I go into this park because I got $1 million, so I don't care. So I go to the parks, I go to the nature, and I pick up this tall row of trees. And then I have it on, not this road because I'm going to go off of this road. And as you can see, this right here fits perfectly in between these two roads. Now what I'm going to do is get rid of this road and this road, because what I want to do is I want to get this back to back. And the reason why I want to get this back to back is because this tall tree row right here, this is the medium and high density layout. So medium density buildings and high density buildings are going to be in this format. Now, as far as width goes, the width of it is the same as for the high density. High density is basically a square like this. So, 2 squares. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up all the way down to the other end in this kind of pattern, and with the grid. And then I'm going to go from bottom to top or top to bottom and space it out so that it has 2 spaces. So it's basically this nice little square for 4 buildings to sit in. And by doing that, I will maximize my square footage. But it's incredibly tedious. That's why I don't want to. I just want to show this one little segment right here about how I do it. And first, I kind of just guess. I think this is a little. Well, I know it's too close. I guess. Oh, this looks about 2 right here spaces, and then I check. And my surprise, yes, it is. It is actually far enough away. The only problem is I can't see how much of a gap is there, so sometimes I have to just place it down and see there's quite a big gap there. So I can actually come in and shrink this down. Now, I keep a little bit of the road so I know where to not go again. Kind of just go off of that and say it's about that much, and I hold shift key down while I do this, so this way I know it's kind of going off of the edge here in the direction that you hold shift key. So the game's kind of smart like that. It just has these default directions that it goes, and it's always going to be parallel to the edge of the map or perpendicular to it, however you want to look at it. So now I drew my road. Let's see if it works. That's much closer and much better, I can already tell. Just to show you, look, there's just this little bit of gap, and tell you the truth, you're never going to get that little bit of gap. Ever. It's always going to be there. If I try to get it just squeak it or inch it very close, it'll just fail miserably. So, and I know what you're thinking, this is a little bit this is a little OCD, and you're right, it is. Because who really needs to do this? You know? Another thing is I should stop building these low density streets, because I'm planning on medium density buildings, and I'm laying out for medium density buildings. And that's what's great about doing low density everything, is when everything's low density, the street layouts actually work into your favor, because this actually takes your houses and your commercials and you put them back to back like automatically with a small gap right there. This very small gap, it's negligible of a gap. But with medium houses, if you went off the lines, these build lines, for example, if I went on here and then went to here, then I'll have enough room for another street to run down, and I don't want that. That's wasted space. So now my buildings will be back to back, and then I just rinse and repeat essentially. So I'm not going to show you this. This is the hard, tedious thing. I'm going to just show you the finished product. So with that in mind, be right back. Hey everyone, I just want to give you a little quick update. I decided just to demolish the whole thing and start at this end. It actually worked out in my favor because it lined up perfectly with this road. Also, I want to show you a little bit of a technique I'm using. I showed you one over here, but if you're doing one from scratch like I just did, instead of starting from one preset line, if you get to do it like this, the way I've been doing is I've started my roads here and gone to the other end, and I spaced them out with the two tall tree row parks in the middle of them. If you do it that way, you can actually go off your previous line here, and you can kind of use this line setup because you got plenty of money. Just make a little line, and then with Alt, because I'm at the edge here, with Alt, just make another line. Now this is gonna be a problem, but anyways, make another line right here with the road. Make another road. Make a lot line. Make another road here, and this way you kind of get a good idea about the distance, because what you're looking for is, let me delete that. You're looking for something that's closer to nope, not that. Closer to, not that either. Guess my first one was better. Yeah, my first one was pretty good actually. Closer to that. And then what you do is you take your two trees and see? Perfect. That is perfect. And then you make your road by going through here and just drawing it out. Now, I'm not sure if this one's going to stay here, and the reason why is because it's, well, actually it may not be wasting space now. If it was wasting space, then I would not have it. But it actually, to my surprise, look, it actually fits inside the city limits, so I thought it would actually be out, and it technically is. You can see the little dotted line move, so technically is. Anyways, so once I get done with the other vertical lines, I guess this is the vertical, or it all depends. It's horizontal. It's definitely vertical in this way. These are the vertical lines. If I get done with the horizontal, I'll show you the finished city. That'll be it. So let me go and do that. Alrighty, here we go. Final product, finished thing, right here. This is what I decided to go with. This is how it looks. Like I said, it's pretty even squares, at least to the untrained eye. And yeah, the only thing is these two rows right here. They're slightly wider because neither one of the patterns I liked would have worked. I wanted to go off of this edge, it didn't quite line up. And then I wanted to go off of a variation over here, didn't quite line up. So these two are slightly different, but they are relatively the same size. I basically went off this side and then replicated it and then just produced 3 more squares. So that's it. I don't want to go over too much longer because most of it was boring. to be blunt. So, this is Killer Warrior 2-in-1, and lack of plane noises this time. That's good. If you like it, give me a like. If you want to give it a thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, you can always click subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.